We are back on a Game Time Decision podcast. Sorry for the long wait. We've all been very busy. We had a few recordings in late September that we have ultimately abandoned. Got a lot of things to catch up on. In case you forgot or you're new to the show, I'm Chris. I'm here with...
I'm Joe.
And we've got two substitutions this week. Instead of Tyler and Mark, we brought in Will Riley and Adam Liu. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty well.
Yeah, I'm all right.
So these are our Celtics experts, possibly interested in starting their own thing here on the Game Time Sports Network. You guys got any ideas on what you're going to go with that?
Most likely we're going to start up a basketball podcast like all the basketball fanatics out there. Listen to it. Listen to our takes. We're going to be talking about everything basketball, the whole league, predictions, what's going to happen, the disgust of Kevin Durant.
Worst guy. That's the worst guy. We got some hot takes, What's the name of our podcast? Do we have an?
We've been thinking about the name Double Dribble.
Yeah, Double Dribble.
So this Double Dribble podcast, we're gonna have Adam and Will as the hosts, and we're gonna have a lot of recurring faces on. The Game Time Sports Network just recruited a large sum of writers, including Will and Adam. You guys should look for their articles coming out soon. Joe and Mark have really been the only ones getting stuff out lately, and that sounds good for what you guys got. We're going to go right into the Red Sox. It's been quite a while. Last time we were on, I think it was just mid-August, end of August.
End of August. And our last podcast was the Phil Perry interview, so that was mainly football. So last time we spoke, the Red Sox were kind of in a three-way tie between...
For the wild card, right?
Yeah, they were tied with the Blue Jays and the Orioles, and then they went on that 11-game streak that started on a Thursday night game of a 4-game set against the Yankees. Just want to say my favorite regular season matchups are the weekend series with the Yankees, Friday night on NESN, Saturday afternoon on Fox, and Sunday night on ESPN. Those are the best. And it was a 4-game series, and Hanley hit a walk-off homer in the bottom of the ninth to kind of set off that 11-game winning streak. And the Red Sox kind of just took control of the division and actually were in first place in all the AL to get home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Then they lost 5 out of 6 at the end, and I think that is really rearing its ugly head when Mark Teixeira hit the walk-off home run against Joe Kelly after Craig Kimbrell gave up, allowed all those guys on base.
Yep.
So that was a big problem.
Great time.
Yeah,
great time, Adam.
Yeah.
Adam knows so much about baseball.
Oh, a lot.
So, we come up to the present now, and we recently spoke with a to-be-unnamed famous sports writer in Boston, and he told us the only thing he was worried about for the Indians-Sox series was that the Red Sox-Indians game on Sunday would coincide with the Patriots game. He was looking right past it. He wasn't worried, Indians had 2 of their 3 big pitchers out, Carrasco and Salazar.
And Kluber was dealing with the quad injury.
Yeah, he had his quad injury. And, now we're looking today. Sox are down 0-2. They got blanked 6-0 last night.
We're not going to talk about that. That was just bad news bears for the Red
Sox. Oh, well. So we're looking at a very hopeful situation tomorrow, Sunday. Joe, what do you got?
Well, after watching these 2 games, I if you read my latest article from before the series, talking about key players for the series, I predicted the Sox would win in 4. And obviously that's impossible now. What really surprised me, and I think this really attests to Terry Francona, and John Farrell hasn't messed up. I'm not going to get on him. I mean, I thought he would really make.
You've got on him enough.
I've gotten on him enough. He hasn't had the opportunity, I guess, to make a Grady Little type blunder from obviously back in 2003. Not going to go back there, leaving Pedro in too long. But pretty much, Francona had made the ballsy move to put an Andrew Miller in. I think it was the fifth inning.
I think Francona is really overlooked as a pitching coach.
I think that Francona it's the experience, and obviously being in 2 World Series, the Red Sox made the playoffs in 04, 05, 07, 08, 09, and then it kind of went sour in 10 and 11, injuries in 2010, the 7 and 20 September in 2011.
Yeah.
But he has the experience, and I think knowing how to handle a bullpen, a lot of people were criticizing him going with Miller for 20 pitches. Allen and Miller combined threw 80 pitches between them, right around there, encroaching or surpassing their season highs. But I think he knew it. He saw, all right, we have Kluber going the next day. He went what 7 or 8 strong, and they were already up 6-0, so they didn't need to put in Otero.
He went 7 full innings, and then he hit a batter, and they took.
Yeah,
him
he
out.
walked. Yeah, he walked, and then he hit. Was it Mookie?
Yeah, I think so. On like an 0-2 count.
Yeah, it was 0-2 pitch. So, but Kluber pitched masterfully. He didn't have to. It was a 6-0 game. He didn't have to go back into Miller and Kluber and Miller and
Allen.
Cody
Allen. Yep.
They're going to be available for tomorrow's game
Right.
Sunday.
So, before we look at the starting pitchers, we know that the Red Sox need to get their bats going. They only had 3 hits last night. They need to hit Tomlin, or Allen and Miller are going to come in and in terms of the Indian side, they're going to hopefully prevent him from getting any hits. So Tomlin's been quite a sporadic pitcher this year. He struggled in August. He had over 11 earned run average in 5 starts. And then Buchholz, he's been quite a player this season.
Quite the guy.
Yeah.
I have a good feeling about Buchholz tomorrow.
No,
I really do.
I'm horrified
thing
that
about
our
Buchholz
season is in Buchholz's
You know,
hands.
he can't get. He's struggled greatly to get through 6 innings. I think he's only made it to the 7th inning twice this season. And then with the Red Sox bullpen combined with John Farrell's just
Ineptitude,
intelligence on how to, or should I say, lack of intelligence on how to manage pitchers. You just got to hope the Red Sox bats can carry them through the game.
One thing I can say, and about Clay Buchholz, and this is always the case, no matter what the season total is at the end of the year, there will always be a stretch, whether it be 5 starts or in some cases half a year back in 2013 when he went 11-1 with a 1.74 ERA to start off the year. You can always count on Buchholz no matter what. I call him the most consistently inconsistent pitcher. So you can always count on him for at least one point in the year to go on a run where you say, wow, if he puts it together, this kid can be, well, now he's 32, but we've been saying this kid can be a top of the rotation starter. And I'm not ready to write him off. I think you could see a start where he goes 2 1/3 inning and give up 7 runs. You could also see him go 7 strong and give us a strong chance to win. I'm not writing this game off, and I'm fairly confident that he can do well. So I think that's very big. And I think we're going to pull this one off. Tomlin, he's not a very good pitcher.
No, he spent some time on the Columbus Clippers this season. He's been up and down.
Clippers.
They're a AAA team.
Oh, okay.
And he had a very good month of September. Through I think 4 starts, his ERA was like a 1.4. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how he does because he is extremely inconsistent, just like Buchholz. He started off the season as I think the 4th or 5th man in the rotation for Cleveland. He's been bouncing around. So I think the Red Sox, I believe, are going to pull it together tomorrow, and then that leaves you with, I believe, would you say Wright would be starting the next?
Oh no, Wright's out. It would be Eddie Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, and then, I think that key game will be Game 5. If you have Porcello pitching again, that'll be something.
I thought Game 1 would have been like written in stone with Porcello, but it just didn't go that way.
I was surprised on. I thought Bauer pitched very well.
With Bauer, he has potential. In my article, I mentioned how I think he was the main, not the main. He was probably one of the main. I put him as one of my main keys to the series because he was such a wild card. And I also wrote Miller and Allen, but you can count on those guys. Those guys are going to be good. And
Yeah.
I omitted Kluber because we know Kluber. We know what Kluber is. And Bauer, he was a number 3 overall pick in 2011. He was the centerpiece of a trade when the Indians traded Shin-Soo Choo a few years ago. Mm-hmm. It was he always had potential, and I think he could be a really good pitcher in this league for years. What I'm surprised about was Porcello, because if you told me Porcello would give up 3 or 4 runs that game, I wouldn't have been surprised. Because Porcello, I'm not going to say he was lucky, but the BABIP batting average on balls in play, it's a very trendy sabermetric, and he's had a career low batting average on balls in play. And another thing is his ground ball rate. Porcello's known as a sinker ball pitcher, and his ground ball rate isn't any higher than it has been in the past. His fly ball rate's right about the same. So all his peripheral stats are pretty much the same, and he might have been very lucky this year not to downgrade 22 wins in the 3.15 ERA. But the main thing with Porcello has been his ability to get out of jams. I remember a game against Tampa earlier in the year, where he had bases loaded and Longoria got a hit, Miller got a hit, But with bases loaded, no outs, he only gave up 2 runs. Where in the past, or last year, 2015, he would have given up 5 or 6 runs and we would have been out of the game. So that is where I trust Porcello, and he didn't do this, to give you 6 innings and 3 runs, maybe 4. But he didn't do that. He only went 4 1/3.
This Cy Young caliber guy who has well over 20 wins, you need to expect 6 innings from him, especially with the atrocity of what we call a bullpen in Boston.
Oh, they do have Uehara, so I mean he's pretty good.
Your Asian brethren, Adam?
Yeah, a lot. He's great. I think he's got a lot of potential. How old is he?
41. 40.
He's got some left in the tank. Don't say.
I don't know. After 2013, it's kind of been downhill.
Okay. That's cool.
So yeah, I think
If only
Sunday,
we had Dice K, we'd be going to the show.
Spin and I are going to be at the game tomorrow. I think it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be a good one, and I really hope the Red Sox pull out a dub.
Oh, they will. I usually am very pessimistic about my teams. I never like to pick them, but I think that they're going to pull this one out. Obviously, it's a must-win. I think that the Red Sox are going to get out in front early. I think that Poppy is going to rally the troops like he did in St. Louis.
Good way to put
2013, Poppy had a meeting with all the guys, and that really set a spark. And I think that we can still win this series. I'm not writing this series off. This is a resilient team. The Indians, they're an ailing team. They got off to 2 wins, but they took advantage of the jitters, the young guys, Betts, Bradley, Bogarts. Those guys haven't been performing that well.
Not at all.
The Indians' young guys have been showing up. I mean, they had this guy Brandon Guyerin in left field. Guy went 3 for 4 last night. That was huge. I think he knocked in a run or 2. He scored himself. That's a big thing.
And their catcher Perez had a great game. He hit a home run game 1. He tagged up from first base to second base. And he's a catcher, slow guy. The Indians look like a team who want it more. They're not more talented, but they're a team who want it more. And if you look in the playoffs, the Kansas City Royals obviously didn't make the playoffs this year, but if you look on 2014-15, they made it to the World Series. They had solid young guys, stole bases, played fundamentally sound. Their pitching staff, obviously the Indians have a very good pitching staff. Carrasco and Salazar are out, so they have a very pedestrian pitching staff. But you look at their bullpen. They're able to make this a 6-inning game. When you look at in 2014 with Wade Davis, Herrera, and Holland, and then with Miller and Allen and Otero, they're able to shorten games, and that's the key in the postseason, having a good manager and having a good bullpen and playing fundamentally sound. That's why if you look at Tony La Russa, the Cardinals, that's why they've were able to have such a long run of success, because they were able to mix and match bullpen, shorten games, play fundamentally sound, and that's how you win in the postseason.
Yeah, I think that covers what we're looking at for Sunday well.
I would just like to mention one more thing.
Yeah.
Last Red Sox game, I was really impressed by that double that Poppy hit. I say like 5 years ago he would be halfway down the first baseline.
Yeah.
He really put the Jets on for that play.
What was it, like 19 miles an hour or something like that?
Yeah.
I could see like the flames coming from his shoes when he was running to second.
He was hustling.
Yeah.
He wants it, and I think that the guys really want to win this
go
one.
out.
I think he's the guy who's going to be straight stealing home. I really do.
Yeah, just
He's straight stealing home. All right. So shifting gears a bit to the Patriots. This just in was Jonathan Cooper was let go this afternoon. Joe, what do you think of that?
Not to criticize Bill Belichick like I did in an article back in August, but Bill Belichick, the GM, he's made some good decisions. He's made some poor decisions.
What would you call this?
For Chandler Jones, Jonathan Cooper, he was considered a throw-in, but he was the 7th overall pick, and it's like you're kind of throwing it away too soon. The O-line,
what year was that?
2013.
13, yeah.
I don't know. He was labeled a bust, and you don't really know. And Cyrus Jones had his struggles last game with the fumbles. He still looks like a talented returner and slot cover guy, but you don't know. You probably could have gotten more for Chandler Jones. So,
yeah, so last time we were on and we released the show, we were in preseason still for the Patriots, and there's been a lot of wild stuff going on with the healthiness of the quarterbacks.
Now we're at week 5.
Yep, so now we're at week 5. The King is coming back to play.
The GOAT is coming back to play.
And he's angry.
So we decided to put together a little list of our Algebra 1 segment. some inequalities we're gonna go with for relating to both the Red Sox and the Patriots game Sunday. So I liked Joe's the most, so we're gonna start with that one. And Joe, if you want to repeat that since you did think of it.
So it was number of home runs allowed by Clay Buchholz tomorrow's game, and number of touchdowns Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. throws against the lowly Cleveland Browns tomorrow.
Will, you want to start this off?
I mean, since I'm horrified by Buchholz in just the previous 2 games, I gotta go with Buchholz. The number of home runs he gives, just like the season we've watched, he just hasn't showed up. Like Buchholz has always been said he has a lot of potential, but he's just never grown into it. I feel that he's gonna give up a multitude of home runs tomorrow, and then he's just gonna get pulled. That's my take on that.
I'm gonna go with Brady throwing more passes because I think that once Buchholz hits 2 or 3 or throws through 2 or 3 dingers, they're gonna pull him before he can do any worse. Because once the guy's rattled, you pretty much know what you can expect from him. And I'm thinking Brady's gonna throw 4 touchdown passes. LeGarrette Blount is not gonna be playing, so they're gonna keep the ball in the air. Adam, what do you got for this one?
I'm gonna go with Tom too. I think he's gonna throw 4 or 5 touchdown passes. And Buchholz, I have a good feeling. Like Joe, I have a good feeling about Buchholz. I think he's gonna do pretty well. I think they'll win tomorrow.
I kind of already gave an omen to my answer in the previous segment. I think that Buchholz is gonna pitch well. I think he's going to go 7 innings, give up 2 runs. He might give up a homer.
7 innings, wow.
I think he's going to go 7 innings, 2 runs.
He's only done that twice this year.
I think that he's going to show up, so I'm not going to contradict myself. Brady's going to throw
all right.
3 or 4 touchdowns. Buchholz might give up 1 homer, but it's not going to be a game. It's not going to damage his performance and our thoughts on it at all. I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised by Clay Buchholz tomorrow, and Brady's going to be Brady.
All right. Well, now move on to mine with the fact of, I believe, 9 or 10 total hits in last night's Sox-Indians game. What do you expect to see more of? Total hits in the game tomorrow for the Sox and Indians, or total number of points scored by the Cleveland Browns?
I'll start off with me. I guess. That's a good one. I'm gonna say there will be more points for the Cleveland Browns. I think it's gonna be. I think Buchholz is gonna limit the hits, so I think Cleveland's only gonna get maybe 4 or 5 hits. Red Sox should get to Tomlin. I don't know. I think there's going to be about 14 hits in the Sox game, and I think that the Patriots are going to be blowing out Cleveland so much the defense is going to get a little lax, put in the rest, put in the backups, and Cleveland's going to be playing catch-up, score some garbage points. They might reach, 17 points. It's not going to be by that much, but I think just on garbage points alone and the defense kind of taking a break, I think Cleveland could score a few more points.
That's a tough one because the Browns are just pitiful.
That hurts.
Honestly, I'd have to go with total hits,
go ahead.
Because the Browns they can't do anything. They're just the worst team.
No return
overall.
of Josh Gordon. That's discouraging.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
They just can't do anything. I think tomorrow total hits it'll be between I'd say 12 and 15, and I don't see the Browns.
And the thing about the Browns
more than
too
10.
is when they play a quarterback, they're rolling a dice, and based on the number that comes up is the quarterback they're going to play. They've played I think 5 different QBs in the past 6 or 7 games. It's kind of ridiculous at this point. Myself, I think tomorrow is going to be an absolute hit fest for the Red Sox Indians game. I think Tomlin, with his lack of postseason experience and his, this guy was playing in the minor leagues. He's just, I don't think he's ready for the game tomorrow. And then Buchholz, he's got the Red Sox season in his hands at the start of the game. I think there's going to be a lot of action. I think you're going to hear the crack of the bat quite a bit. And as Will, much to my regret, said earlier, the Browns' offense is pitiful. And even though the Patriots' defense has lapsed the past couple of weeks, I think that the Browns will be lucky if they get a few field goals, and that's about it.
Saying Chris's family is from Cleveland, the Browns have just let them down repeatedly year after year.
Yeah.
We still got LeBron.
They do have LeBron. Yeah. He's the one saving grace man of that city.
I'm gonna go with equal to. I know everyone sleeps on equal to for some reason. I don't know why. So I think they'll get 14 hits in the game tomorrow, and the Browns will score 14 points tomorrow.
A
couple garbage
I like
time
that,
points.
Adam.
Yeah, be unique. Be yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I am.
LeBron James
2016,
and John
you can do whatever you
Kasich.
want.
Exactly.
People keeping Cleveland afloat.
All right, so we have one more inequality before we wrap up that segment. Will had this one. Do you want me to say it?
I got it.
You got it. Go ahead.
So mine was the number of innings Clay Buchholz pitches before he's pulled, or the total number of sacks in tomorrow's Patriots game. Joe, do you want to start?
I already gave my answer. Buchholz is going to throw 7 innings, and I don't think the Patriots or Browns are going to get that many sacks. Brady's going to get rid of the ball quick, and Patriots defensive line might be able to get, 2 or 3 sacks on the Browns, but Buchholz is going to go 7 strong tomorrow, so that's my answer.
All right. I'm again gonna go with equal to. I think they'll be and Buchholz will play 4 innings. You think, and then I think yeah, Patriots will get 4 sacks against whatever his name is, Kessler. Is that his name? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows these days, honestly?
Yeah, Corey Kessler, is that his name?
Yeah.
You got a 1 in 5 chance.
Who? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to jump on Adam's ship. I'm liking equal to on this one. I don't see Buchholz getting through 4 innings. Through 5 innings. I think he's going to get pulled in the 5th. So, and, if we're going to round down to the nearest inning, I can see 4 sacks happening. The Patriots D, I think they're going to come out flying. They look terrible the past, I'd say, 3 halves of games they've played in. So I think it's going to be, stay up to whoever's playing quarterback in Cleveland. That's all I got for that.
I'll say the number of sacks will be greater than the number of innings Buchholz
Lone
pitches.
wolf right here.
Yeah, got to be
Wow.
unique, as Adam said, because I feel like now with Tom back, everyone's just going to be riled up, and they're just going to be pushing hard against a terrible team, and D-line is just going to be annihilating offensive line of Cleveland. They're just going to be just getting all those sacks, and I feel that Buchholz, he'll pitch 4 innings, 5 if he's lucky. I feel through 4 innings he might give up 3 to 4 runs, and then he'll get pulled. So yeah, I'm gonna go with number of sacks greater than number of innings.
Wow.
There's one thing that I would like to bring up, and this is this just kind of hit me, and it's related to the Pats. Is Jimmy Garoppolo? I think it's absolutely disgusting that he didn't play in Week 4 against the Bills.
Relax.
Come on.
I am
mean-
absolutely disgusted by him.
I
He
mean,
should have played.
He separated his shoulder.
I know.
Yeah.
His throwing shoulder.
He should have been up there.
Oh no,
shooting
but no,
up.
you don't even need it. You don't even.
I don't
need
know.
it.
Big-
You don't need it, yeah.
All I know is Big Ben came back out and he
Oh
when he
yeah.
separated his shoulder.
Okay.
I think I'm not saying he could have been as effective. I'm not saying that there wasn't pain, but I think if he didn't dress, but if you're able to be I saw him. They showed footage of him out in practice on Wednesday, and he was throwing balls, he was throwing some passes. He looked pretty good. He wasn't obviously at full strength, but Brissett wasn't ready.
All right, well,
You don't have to be at full strength to be.
the Bills D has the Bills D have been actually not too bad this season. They didn't let a single point up for the Patriots.
Because Brissett wasn't ready. He threw 2 passes in the first half. How are you going to win?
But if you think Brissett was not ready, Garoppolo was equally not as ready. It would.
What do you mean? I'm talking when I say Brissett wasn't ready. I'm talking from a standpoint of not grasping
preparation?
the offense and
Okay.
only being in the system for 3 months.
I feel like that game was not a game they needed to win, and I think the loss is going to help them. I think it's going to wake them up, especially with Brady's return. I just think Garoppolo could have, if he's at risk for a serious injury
It's not worth
in a
it.
game
Yeah,
that doesn't
not worth
matter
it at all.
before Tom Brady returns, why do that? I mean, the guy's at his highest draft value.
Exactly.
You said earlier you think he's worth 2 first-round picks. Why are you going to risk hurting that?
I-
Or risk showing that he's not as good as everyone thinks.
I think that what he did, because Tom Brady would have been playing, without a doubt in my mind. You shoot it up, you throw in short little passes. I think this showed that he has a lack of toughness, and I think that this really is putting into Belichick's head that this kid is probably not the next guy. And I think that this pretty much cemented that he's going to get traded.
Who?
Relax.
Garoppolo's going to get traded,
Oh
yes.
my god.
I think Pat's Nation was just riding off the last game that Jacoby played against the Texans and how he did so well. I think they had high hopes of Brissett, and he just didn't pull
But
through.
Briss-
He
if you
didn't
look
even
at-
do that much against the Texans.
He went 11 for 19 for
Yeah.
107 yards.
Yeah, that's-
He had a great
He
run.
wasn't even that good.
He
Yeah.
He wasn't that. He's not. He's raw. He's not the quarterback of the future. I think he's a solid
clearly
backup.
not. I was at that game and just
Brag.
all right.
All right.
And-
I mean, we're all fans here. We attend sporting events that we like. Relax.
And
Okay,
just
sorry.
like the feeling in that stadium when like the new quarterback was able to pull through against the Texans and JJ Watt, it was just the
That's
best
pretty good.
feeling
Yeah,
seeing him
that's
succeed.
Was JJ at that game? Was he playing?
Yeah, but
he
he
was.
Yeah, he was a
Okay. I
non-factor.
didn't notice. You know.
What did he
There was a ghost wearing number 99.
Adam, you better watch out. I hear he listens to this podcast.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
JJ, if you're listening, you did awful that
Yeah,
game.
you
should feel
suck.
Yeah, I don't
terrible.
know. You're not going to want to go after Adam. He's like 6'5" and
Yeah.
270.
Yep,
Long,
exactly.
long, tall, and handsome. That's Adam Wu.
All right. Well, that wrapped up our Algebra 1 segment. Anything else you want to add, Joe?
Just to say, I think the Pats are going to beat Cleveland. I think the Sox are going to beat Cleveland. Cleveland, smile for now because tomorrow your day is going to get a lot worse. Just be happy you have LeBron and hope that J.R. Smith comes back.
Oh, they need to get JR.
They do need to get JR back. Yeah.
All right, William, Adam, what do you guys got?
For what?
Okay. I guess that'll do it then. Look out for Will and Adam on our website, GameTimeSportsNetwork.com. They're going to be writing as well as hopefully putting up a new podcast right around Celtics' first game tip-off. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.